Going to the toilet to poop, stool, defecate, or pass out feces is a normal and regular thing to do at least once every day. But when you have to do it 3 or more times in a day and in a row, then there's a problem. Hey guys, welcome to another episode on Nurse Next Door. I'm Vicky, your host, and today we'll be talking about diarrhea. Before we start, if you're new to this page, please locate the like and follow button and click. What is diarrhea? Diarrhea is a condition where you pass out loose or watery stool 3 or more times in a row or in a day. There are 3 types of diarrhea. It could be acute, persistent, or chronic. Acute diarrhea is the most common type of diarrhea. It can also be known as self-limiting diarrhea, and it can last for 3 or more days. You don't necessarily need medications for this kind of diarrhea. All you need to do is to rehydrate and you'll be fine. For persistent diarrhea, well, that's a little scary. It can last for weeks and that's not good. You need medical attention. You need plenty of fluid to replace lost fluid. You really need to go to the hospital. Then for chronic diarrhea, that can last for more than 4 weeks. It's that bad. You need immediate medical attention to avoid fainting, dizziness, and a whole lot of other complications. Now, the causes of diarrhea. The causes of diarrhea includes food intolerance like lactose intolerance, allergies, viral or bacterial infection of the gastrointestinal tract, some surgeries like gallbladder surgery, and some diseases like irritable bowel syndrome and inflammatory bowel diseases. Also, medications like antibiotics can cause diarrhea. Yes, you heard me, antibiotics. Now let's talk about antibiotic associated diarrhea. Now, broad spectrum antibiotics can cause diarrhea. Someone would ask, how is that possible? Well, it is. Now, the mechanism of action antibiotic uses to eradicate bacteria is by targeting the structure and the replication process of the bacterial cell, which is different from that of our own body cells. Now, there are good bacteria in our body, in our intestines, which help with digestion and play other important roles. When we take antibiotics, especially broad spectrum antibiotics, it kills both the good and the bad bacteria, thereby distorting the balance of the intestine and making diarrhea possible. Now let's talk about the symptoms of diarrhea. The symptoms of diarrhea depends on the severity of the diarrhea, but the general symptoms of diarrhea includes loose or watery stool, cramps in the abdominal region, fever, headache, weakness, strong and irresistible urge to poo, dehydration, nausea and vomiting, increased thirst, decreased urination, dry mouth, and weight loss. Now let's talk about the treatment for diarrhea. The treatment also depends on the severity of the diarrhea. If it's persistent or chronic, please go to the hospital. The doctor will determine the type of treatment to place you on. But if the diarrhea is mild, like I said, you can rehydrate. Also, I have homemade remedies as usual to share with you guys. Now, you guys know why I always share homemade remedies. First, I'm against self-medication, and also I feel like homemade remedies are always handy because you never know where you'd find yourself and you just need a quick relief, or you need like a first aid before you go to the hospital. Homemade remedy number 1: rehydrate. Whenever you're having diarrhea, please drink plenty of water. It can never be overemphasized. Drink water as much as you stool. Drink plenty of water to be able to replace lost fluid from the body. Number 2, you can make homemade ORS. What is ORS? ORS simply means oral rehydration solution. You can make that by adding 6 teaspoons of salt and half teaspoon of sugar into a 1 liter and drink. That's simply how you make ORS. So if you're having diarrhea, you just keep stooling and stooling, and as much as you stool, take the homemade ORS to rehydrate you. Now, I know a lot of us are confused about which spoon is a teaspoon and which is a tablespoon. Well, this is a teaspoon, it's smaller, and this is a tablespoon. This is a teaspoon and this is a tablespoon, so don't get confused. So when you want to make ORS, you use 6 teaspoons of salt and half teaspoon of sugar into a 1 liter bottle of water. Number 3, if you are having diarrhea, please eat food rich in pectin, food rich in potassium like potatoes. Also, you can try BRAT diet, BRAT. It's an acronym, BRAT diet. The B stands for bananas, the R stands for rice, and the A stands for applesauce, and T stands for toast. I've never really tried it, but I heard it works. I heard it helps to relieve diarrhea, so you can try it. Number 4, if you are having diarrhea, avoid greasy food like shawarma and pizza. Also avoid food rich in fat and food containing spices and food containing fructose. It can help to worsen diarrhea, so stay away from those food if you do not want the diarrhea to get worse. At this point, we'll draw the curtains close on today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it, I hope you liked it, and I hope you learned something new. And don't forget to like and follow this page, and please do not self-medicate. Self-medication is bad. I'm against it. Don't just take any drugs without doctor's prescription. It's bad. Go to the hospital if you have any health challenge, and don't forget, your health is as important as wealth. Until next time, stay safe.